Okay, are we there? Are we live? Yes, I think we are. Scotland, come on. 0-0. I'm taking that as a win. Taking it as a win. Okay, I need to get set up for this. I'm so underprepared for this. Then again, I say that every week though, don't I? Underprepared. Never have anything ready. So, just finished watching the England-Scotland game. Now, most neutral people would say that wasn't a classic, but I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. I was supporting Scotland, though, to be fair. So maybe that has something to do with it. Finished 0-0 as well, if you haven't guessed by now. Bore draw. Bore draw for most people, but for me, come on. Keep Scotland alive. Which is the main thing. So let's get this up on bloody YouTube on the computer. Let's turn the sound off. Yep, there it is. This is my first beer of the night, by the way. Not even half empty. Kind of a bit a bit all over the place tonight. I fell asleep during the second half of the evening game, the Croatia Czech Republic game. I was a bit dull, to be fair. So I fell asleep during the second half, just after Croatia scored, and then that was basically it. I remember nothing more about it, and it kind of threw me a bit because it was a bit groggy, is the best way to put it, for the rest of the kind of evening. So I wasn't really feeling myself, even though I had like a cup of coffee and a Pepsi Max. And then I was so engaged in the game that I kind of forgot to have a beer. Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that game's going to go on tonight, and then I was going to be really pissed by the time it came to, like, whatever this is. And, hello, good morning. Good morning. But as it turned out, no, completely sober. And then was like 5 minutes to go. I said, oh, shit, I haven't even had a drink yet. So yeah, halfway through a small can of 4% beer. That is the height of it. So kind of thought, okay, let's knock out a quick stream. Quick stream, do you hear me? They seem to be getting longer. If I can keep them to an hour, I'll be doing well. Yep. Sorry. Forgive me. I know this is not very exciting to watch. Me punching holes in tinfoil. It's kind of what we're looking at. Oh, you remember about the light last week? Kept knocking off after 3 minutes. Be interesting to see what that does. I'm watching it on YouTube here, and the quality does not look. It's a bit grainy or something. I am using the kind of front-facing camera though. Let's see. It's always a bit weird with a kind of delay. So hello, Finru. How are you? You had your breakfast yet? What time is it there? It must be 6 or 7 or something, is it? I don't know. Maybe later. Maybe later. There's window beer review, Thomas. You know what? I said I was going to subscribe to you last week, and I didn't, because I wanted to do it while I was in the chat, but I can't seem to link to your bloody channel from here. Let me see. Let's see, 3 dots there. Oh, I can put people in timeouts here. Put user in timeout. Hide user on this channel. Add moderator. remove report pin message. So there you are. It's exciting. So hello, Thomas. Okay, as I say, we're running a bit late tonight. We have breakfast in bed, and it's 9 a.m. I've been getting up later every Saturday since I started doing these streams. Used to get up really early, but somehow something. I'm usually drunk as fuck by the time I go back inside, which is not good because I'm basically drinking like 4 beers in the space of like an hour and a half, however long it lasts, which is never good. The most exciting game of football ever. Yes, I thought it was very good. I very thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I said I'm not. Oh, Sport Scotland, of course, of course. I have a bit of a hierarchy actually when we're talking about football. We're talking about home nations. So at the top, there's Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and then you have like France, Germany, North Korea, Iran, the Cook Islands, and then Atlantis, and then Narnia, and then England after that. So, am I joking? Or am I? Forget about Argentina. Basically, anyone who England hate, who are mortal enemies of England, are on the list. I mean, the Cook Islands and England. Oh, the rivalry goes back decades from that bad tackle in that one match. Gibraltar. I think Gibraltar are a bit too close though. But yes, they're on the list now. Absolutely. The Faroe Islands. All the behemoths. All the behemoths in there. Okay. Let's get this started. So I haven't actually bought any beer. I haven't been anywhere this week other than my work. Oh god. My work is actually bringing me back as of next month, July. From Monday the 5th, we have to go into the office 2 days a week. The thought of that is horrific. Life will never be the same again. You know, it's not that bad actually, because I've been going in usually once or twice a week, every week for the past year or so. But for some of the other people that work in the office who haven't stepped foot in the place, that's a wake up call if I am. That is a wake up call. And New Zealand give England a pasting in the cricket, exactly. It's pasting season, isn't it? Okay, so I haven't got the shops, okay? So we're kind of limited in what we're doing tonight. So I've got 4 beers lined up here. I don't know if this is going to work, because this is all very kind of, they're very similar. So the first one is this, Northern Monk, Northern Star Chocolate Caramel Biscuit Porter, 5.2% that is. It's only 5.2%, so this is going to be the bottom layer. That is not a good start. But I'm hoping that it's not necessarily the ABV, it's the gravity. So I'm kind of hoping that with all that shit in it, chocolate biscuit, caramel porter, you would think that the gravity finished high on it. You would think, right? So that's going to be the bottom because we're really limited. I don't want to put in any of kind of homebrew or anything like that. This is very much commercial beers only, I think. So we'll get cracked into it. Good evening, Graham. We're just celebrating Scotland's magnificent 0-0 victory tonight, is what we're doing here. I think I've had this before. I think I've actually had this on the stream before, but I don't really remember an awful lot about the streams, to be honest, and I don't watch them back. Oh, it smells good though. What does it say? What is this? Northern Star Chocolate Caramel Biscuit Porter. Let's see if there's any kind of shit on the can. They usually put some waffle on. In the north, we can we can, in the north, we can our warmth. Brewed in the north with Adam Lyle. In search of making the perfect ramen and mastering the 6-minute egg. I don't know. What does that mean? Okay, there is waffle on this. Hold on. Ew. We're Northern Monk. A few years ago, we set. I'm not doing the accent. No, I'm not drunk enough. Hey up. We're Northern Monk. A few years ago, we set out to brew some of the best beer in the world from a damp cellar in the north. We didn't have much. But with the support of friends and family and 5,000 gift from a grandparent, fucking hell. Seriously? We've come a long way. A lasting commitment to creating the best beer experiences we can while working with the community around us continues to drive us forward. So that was very interesting, but it doesn't really tell me much about the beer itself. Okay. So let's get it in. Bottom layer. Here we go. Let's get a nice cushion. Oh, we're in the small glass as well too. Shit. Just realised. Okay. We're not gonna go crazy. Give us a taste. It's definitely got the. It is what it is. It's chocolate, caramel, and biscuit. It's not quite. It's not as sweet as I thought it was gonna be. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's got lactose in it. So, I mean, this does sound familiar. Either I'm having deja vu or we have used this beer before. Pretty sure I have. Remember nothing about it. Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm sure we'll be talking football at some point in the next hour. Sorry for everyone that doesn't like football, but you know. The middle layer then is this. Another one. North Brewing. Sputnik. American Pale Ale. Now, I haven't had this. This has been in the fridge for a couple of weeks. Not really sure what it is. A hazy, crisp American Pale Ale, light in colour and body with an assertive piney bitterness and fruity candy aroma. Sounds alright to me. Assertive piney bitterness. Sounds like my kind of beer. Let's crack it. With it. You know what? I actually thought it says a fruity candy aroma, but I swear to God I can get the candy on the taste. It's actually it's not bad. It's kind of, it's inoffensive. It's just a supping material. Okay, let's go in. Where the frig? Okay, let's move the mouse out of the way, alright? Just before I start spilling beer all around the place. There we go. Here we go. Going in. Is that even separating? It is separating, yes. Surely is. Look at the head on that though. That is seriously worrying. How big that head is. This is only a small glass. Sweet Marie. Lawn bowls. What are you talking about over there? Ladies cricket. Yep. That's a nice separation. That's a good start. This is where it starts getting a bit tricky. It's good that that's separated, but so obviously then the porter, even though it's 5.2, is definitely heavier. Possibly with the lactose in there, I have no idea. But you would think obviously with the lactose it would finish higher, wouldn't it? Stands the reason. It would add to the gravity, but it doesn't ferment. In fact, let's not drink that. Let's drink this one. New one. It's really easy to drink that. So there's plenty of flavour on it. Really kind of sweet finish to it as well. But it's light. It's not bad. Okay. So we've got the dark layer and then we've got the light layer. So obviously we're going dark. Yet again, the old fail safe. It's the Guinness. 4.2% fizzy Guinness. Tell you what, I am really enjoying this stuff. I have bought this stuff now a couple of times now. My wife bought this for the big party a couple of weeks ago. But I'm actually quite enjoying it. I enjoy it actually more than the cans, you know, the draft cans you get. I think I enjoy that, definitely enjoy that more than those. Oh, we remembered. I've actually got, hold on. Last week now I had to, if anyone didn't see, I didn't have this was in the house. Didn't have a bottle opener in here at all. I had to open it with a screwdriver. That was good. What I've actually got, so I've got this, I've got the normal one back again, which is the one that Swampin sent me. It's kind of the kind of kiwi, is it the word? Mori? Kind of, is that how to pronounce it? Finru? Love that. That's my favourite bottle opener of all time. But what I've also got is, my wife basically has so little kind of, either she doesn't care or she just knows absolutely nothing about me. And basically for any birthdays or anything like that, on Father's Day, so Father's Day coming up on, there's the light off. Okay, someone time check that, 10:14. This is ridiculous, this light. I'm getting a refund. What is going on with that light? Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. I'm fully expecting her to get me yet another bottle opener. So we've got loads of bottle openers in the house, like real kind of tacky stuff that she likes to get, and I have to pretend to like it. I say, oh, that's brilliant! I really enjoy that. I found one in the house. This is the emergency one. Yeah, it's over here. The Mori's pronounced moldy. Moldy, really. Yeah, so this is, I can't remember if this was birthday. I think this might have been actually last Father's Day. So that is it. It's like some shitty bottle of Corona. Top bloke. Genuine product, original and the best. Bottle opener keyring. That's never going to go on my keyring. Let's be honest. It says on it. It says on it, the man, the myth, the beer legend. It says on it. Oh, because she. Yeah. Okay. Let's open the beer with this. This is the first time it's ever been used. For my birthday, she got me one in the shape of a bike, and there's another 3 in there that is all kind of different tacky stuff. I'll maybe bring one out every week. I'm doing this and just open them. I mean, you can't really get the purchase with that. You know, with that, you have something to hold on to give the leverage. With that, what do you hold on to? Like the sides. This is very difficult. Oh, actually hurts my fingers. So that's only for emergencies. Okay. It's annoying me now, this light. It's not working again. Does it really make a difference? Does that light really make a difference? I don't know. I mean, now I'm used to this. I should probably not turn it back on again. Am I right? Sorry, I've just got... Okay. A bottle opener with a rubber handle, which is next to point. So what is it? The rubber bends when you're trying to open it. What is the point of that? The R. So sorry, the whole Maori. Sorry, I've just done it again. Maori is pronounced Molby, like Jan Molby, moldy. The R is sounded with AD. The R. Confused. Okay. Maori. Ma. Marty. Marty. Like a Marty bum. We're not going there. Okay. This is okay. This is our layer. I'm already. See, I've had a drink before. Huh? Now I'm just. My head's gone already. Okay. The fizzy Guinness going in. Let's just do this. Let's hope it. Oh Jesus! Look at that! Ah! Da, 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 da. Yeah. Okay. It might. It might come back. You never know. You never know. I mean, that one was 5%, but as I said, it tasted really light. So potentially, let's turn the light on. Fucking hell. Makes a difference, doesn't it? Yeah. I think that's fucked it. Well, it's now turned into the two layers is now like one kind of amber layer. Let's put a little bit more on top. You never know. So we do have two layers, right? And that's it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look with the light of the torch. That's kind of what it looks like there. Weird. So yeah, it is. Look, I mean, it's black there, right? Can't see it. You can't see it. So it's starting to settle a bit. That's the kind of IPA. Then it goes kind of dark again there. I mean, we're really clutching at straws here. But I mean, I think VAR might need to make a call on that. Let's just get the last layer in, shall we? Oh God, am I gonna have to use this bottle opener again? Yeah, I'm gonna use it for the second time. So the top layer is going to be this. This is the last bottle of this, 3.8%. We know from experience that this will work. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to grab it like that and pull up? That's what I'm presuming I need to do, but it's kind of got the kind of the little edges there. You see the way they're sticking out like a cap. They're not blunt. Oh, this is like the worst bottle. Only someone who doesn't drink beer would buy a bottle of them like this. Not me. I think I might put that in a beer mail sometime when I'm sending one out. We'll just slip that in. And that'll be a little gift to someone. Look, it's still even got the... I mean... It's perfect. Yes. And then whenever someone gets that, they'll have to pretend to, like, think, oh, this is brilliant, I've got a bottle in there. And it's just like... You're looking at it and you're thinking... You know what's going to be shite. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so I don't know what that mess is. Is that... Potentially that's 3 layers, or if you're looking at it on camera, it could be 2, or it could be 1. It looks like 2 from here, but it's definitely lighter there than it is up there. So let's just get this in, shall we? 3.8%. Oh shit! Of Carlsberg's best Pilsner. Yeah, this glass is definitely too small for 4 beers. I mean, that has changed it again. Definitely changed. Look, you can see it starting to separate at the top. Though. I mean, it's a clear separation at the top. Wow. That is crazy. I mean, it could potentially be 3. But I can't. I mean, the glass isn't actually holding this any longer. It's being held by the head. So that's time to abandon ship. Okay, let's stick that down there. Okay, we need to let it settle for a minute. This is the original stout. It's not extra stout. No, sorry, it is extra stout. You're right. It absolutely is. I think my wife bought that for my father-in-law, but she's forgotten about it and it's gone. So he kind of drinks that, and he drinks the Harp as well, Harp Lager. But he doesn't really drink that much, to be honest. I don't think any of them drink that much. Only my family. They do drink a little bit. It's been known on special occasions, you know. Any day that ends in the Y. Okay, so what does this look like? Well, hold on. Let's catch up on the chat. Let's catch up on the chat before it goes. Modi, I don't know. There's Drunkula. Hello. I've been watching Drunkula stream all week while getting drunk, basically. And now he's over here. Hi, Schnuzz. Yes, I know I said I wasn't going to go live this week, but after the triumphant Scotland 0-0 victory, I thought I may as well. No, I was actually thinking that I was going to be drinking during the match, which I actually didn't. I had like half a can of a small can. That's all I had, and that was like in the last 5 minutes of the game. It's a bit of a story, but basically, to cut a long story short, I fell asleep in the evening, and I was a bit groggy, and I didn't want to drink or do anything apart from sit and watch the match, so I didn't. And then at the end of it, I thought, well, you know, I haven't even had a beer yet, or I've only had that one, so I may as well come in and do a stream. We'll knock out a quick stream here, okay? You know, one of them. Okay, so that is what it looks like now. Let's get the torch. Let's get the torch of doom. See what we've got. Bottom layer, definite bottom layer. Dark blackness there. We've got this kind of really bit here, which keeps going up, 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 keeps going up. So it's kind of like, you know what, it's not. It's 3 layers. Best is 3 layers. The top isn't quite the full finger, but it is definitely separated. And the rest, those 2 beers, the 2 beers in the middle are, the bottom one is this Sputnik American Pale Ale, 5% that is. It's quite light. And then the Guinness on top of that, and then those 2 kind of mixed. And then it's this kind of red colour. That's about the height of it. So I'm going in, cheers. Well done Scotland on their point. They're 0-0. Too bad England. Their embarrassment of riches up front. And where were they? Where were they tonight? That's quite light. That's quite light and easy to drink. And actually not bad. kind of got all four beer. Oh, I swear I can taste all four beers in one, which is unlikely. It's probably the bottom one I'm not getting yet. But I swear I can taste that kind of. The bottom one's that one. So chocolate caramel biscuit porter. It's quite sweet and kind of desserty type. I swear I can taste that on the back end. Just taste in my mouth. It's quite nice. Must be said. So the separation didn't really work. Didn't go and buy specific beers. I'm just using whatever I have in the fridge because we weren't supposed to be doing this. But yeah, it actually tastes okay. Actually tastes okay. So yeah, we what's in my kegs at the moment? Okay, we have 4 beers on. I was complaining last week that I had 4 beers on keg and I couldn't drink any of them. That's changed this week for sure. So top number one is the oldest beer, or top number one basically is the oldest beer, which is a Vienna Lager. It's been in there, but the keg is like well down because I was drinking away at it. So want to bottle some, and shamefully, I bought one of those bowl caps. Ordered it from Russia. Came all the way here. Took weeks to get here. I haven't even opened it yet. It's still sitting here. So shamefully, I haven't actually bothered doing anything with that. I'm definitely gonna get that sorted out this weekend. I'm not gonna be brewing. I'm gonna actually do a proper video, and put it on YouTube because I'm really kind of slacking it off. But yeah, that's a story for another day. Top number two is it's a New Zealand Pilsner type thing with the Zaka hops. I'm waiting for it to condition. Must be about 4 weeks in the keg now. That's not tasting. It's just, I don't think it's going to get there. I don't think it's going to be as good as any of the previous versions I've done with different hops. But we'll wait and see. There will be a video on that when it's ready. Top number three then is another kind of New Zealand Pilsner, but I'm testing out these hops called Zappa hops. These are like apparently Neo Mexicanus is the fancy name for it, which is basically wild American hops, not from like noble stock, like Sabro. But you see Sabro everywhere these days. You don't see Zappa hops. There's probably a reason for that, and we'll find out why that is whenever I taste it. But it's not horrible. It's not horrible, but it's a couple of weeks behind the other one. So it's probably not going to be. I'm not going to be tasting it properly until maybe another month. And then lastly, one I kegged last weekend, which is it's like 4.2%, so it's very kind of light. But it's like a hazy. It was intended to be like a hazy, almost like a session New England IPA, but not quite. But like a hazy kind of pale ale, and it's tasting really good. And I'm probably going to be doing a video actually on it this week, and we'll get that up on Wednesday or Tuesday next week. So that's tasting pretty good. I mean, considering like I only kegged it last week, it's tasting pretty good. So that is the 4 beers we have on top. I've actually got one in the keg now. I've got a question. I don't know if any of you have used this stuff. So this is Philly Sour. That says, if you can see it, it's the kind of lights shining off the pack. Philly Sour yeast. Has anyone used that? The Lalman stuff. So I did a brew last week, and it stalled. To cut a long story short, it stalled. It seemed to stall at 10-13. It's a Berliner Weiss, so it's going to be kind of light, only 3.5%, something like that. It stalled at 10-13, and I really kind of panicked during the week, because that would mean it's like 2% or something like that, something daft. So it seems to have started again. I'm just wondering if anyone's used that. Is that normal? That stalls and then it restarts. But it restarted. It's down to 10. According to the tilt, 10:10. I know that light's gone off. I'm just going to leave it off this time. According to the tilt, it's 10:10. I haven't actually taken a proper gravity reading of it. We could do a live gravity reading. Would you like to see that? But yeah, is that normal that it kind of stalls for a couple of days and then restarts? But even though it's restarted, it's still not going. It's not going very quickly, and I'm wondering whether I should pitch some other yeast into that just to finish it off, so we can get our 3% beer. I'm going to be throwing fruit into it as well. I've got a load of blackberries, frozen blackberries I found in the shop, and I thought, yeah, it might work. Not sure about the colour, like, but yeah. So I don't know. What do we think? It is a good range, but there's honestly there's too many lagers. I'm doing way too many lagers, so I need some more kind of normal beers. And because it's obviously summer now, I want something lighter, which is why that kind of, I don't want to call it a New England IPA because it's not. That kind of set hazy beer, hazy pale. It's going down well, and then obviously the Berliner. I rate the hell out of it. You sure? You sure about that? I know, you know, um, get it in the cafetiere. Is that what? We could do that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm afraid. It's alright, someone else doing that, but I don't want to lose a whole batch. Even though we know that oxidization, it's overrated, really, isn't it? Oxidating your beer. Everyone's afraid of it, but it's a load of shit. It doesn't exist. That's what we're saying. This is the new trend in craft beer for 2022. Aerate your beer after fermentation. This is what we're going to be doing. Who's with me? Storm the gates of Craft Beer Central. Break down the walls. Put some helium balloons on it. I do actually have helium balloons in the house that are going down. I don't know, is that a joke? Is that for real? Oxidization is a myth. Yes. Keshnos, you're gonna join the gang. That's it. It's a myth, isn't it? That's it. That's all we needed to know. There's me, you, and Druncula so far. Mickey B83. I think the England football team has oxidized. I think so. They're definitely off. But like that. Playing like cardboard. It didn't taste like cardboard. They just looked like cardboard statues. As Scotland were passing the ball around them. The whole match. Brave Scotland, against the odds, claiming a magnificent 0-0 victory in tonight's association football game. They did play really well though, let's be honest. Pouring this bastard in. So we'll drink these 4 beers and then we'll knock it on the head, I think. Because, well, it's only 10:30, isn't it? How long do you think you could stream for? Before I get like too drunk? Could someone text me if I'm getting too drunk? Just send me a message. Tell me to wrap it up. And let's do it well. So yeah, anyone then know anything about Philly Czar? No. It's kind of, tell you what, let us do a gravity reading. Let's do a live gravity reading. Never been done before on F Friday. The lights back on. Oh, look, trail jar. It's meant to be. Trail jar never. We have a peek inside. There's no crowsing. There's no crowsing there, so wondering should I pitch another yeast in there? Just get that going. Oh you bastard, you. Sorry, I've just realised there's actually a, can you see it? See that thing there? That's from the brew day the other day. Fish it out and you'll see what it is. A little stupid. Huh? Fucking syringe. Syringe in there. Well done, me. This is what it is. It's live. These things happen when you go live. Okay. So it doesn't look like there's any crowsing. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not fermenting, but it doesn't exactly fill me with confidence either. So, I mean, it could be that the way this thing works, the yeast works, it doesn't actually, it sours the beer, but it like creates lactic acid or something like that, I think is the way it works. So I mean, it could be that it's the first bit has done the souring. I know that sounds weird, souring, when I said out loud, like the bad guy in Lord of the Rings. It could be that the first bit is the souring, and then maybe the fermentation happens afterwards. That's kind of what I'm clinging to, the hope. I don't really know. It's Dr. T. Hello, Dr. T. I always look forward to your little entrance there, because then you make me think of Mr. T, obviously. And then we go back to Rocky. And then from Rocky we go to Jaws and all the rest. Maybe the tilt has some crud in it. That's why we're doing a live gravity reading here. I really want to get a new trail jar. But one of them fancy glass ones. But even though this thing has never hit the deck, I know if I got a glass one, it would immediately break within a week. Okay, let's see. Fucking hell. This doesn't fill me with confidence either. Now the temperature's set for 21.5 degrees. And this is sitting at 10. Optimistically it's 10-12. But it's probably 10-13. Or 10-14. So, I mean, that does make it about 2%. Which is not acceptable. I know people call it like table beer and stuff like that and try to be fancy, but I don't fucking want a 2% beer, I'm sorry. Now obviously I'm putting fruit in it, so I haven't really I don't know, I'm not even going to bother trying to calculate how much sugar you would get out of the fruit for the secondary fermentation. But you definitely you would get something. So the question is, has this thing stalled? Because it looks like it's stalled. Should I then throw in USO5 or something like that, something to finish it out? Will it actually finish it out? Will it do anything? Maybe there's no sugars left. I mean, the mash was 65 degrees. I probably should have done a little bit lower with hindsight. But you still think it would go below whatever that's saying on there, 10-13, whatever. I don't know. Sometimes I hate brewing because I'm just panicking over a beer that I really want. Which has turned out quite expensive because the fruit is like, I know, £3 or something like that a bag. There's like near 2 kilos of it. Which is not an awful lot, I mean, let's be honest, but but it still adds to the beer. Um, Chanel says, I know Philly cheese melt is well tasty. Not sure about a Philly sour. It's that level. It's that level of banter that really raises this kind of live stream above the rest. I stopped using my homemade tilt as well. Is that like an ice bundle or something? As I always give Rod. Right. Yeah, I mean the tilt. It's not, if you calibrate it. I tend to calibrate it every time, but it's still not quite right. It's never right. At the end, you know what it ferments down to. Really, it's just for knowing when it's flatlined. The whole beer's kind of flatlined and ready to go. Which is an expensive way of taking a gravity reading, really. Like, and you're talking 100 what is it, 130 quid or something like that for one end. Ridiculous. I was kind of thinking when it became popular, they would kind of start mass producing it and it would drop in price, but it seems to be holding its price. So Drunken says, that's what happened to someone I know, got so hammered on stream they fell asleep on their desk. Fell on the floor and ended up spewing everywhere. Oh my god. None of the mods could stop the stream. Wow. Why would you want to stop the stream? I mean, seriously, wow. Someone sleeping. I mean, you're clipping that. You're definitely clipping that. For sure. Imagine spewing. Imagine spewing on a live stream. I mean, there's no getting... Would you think any less of me if I spewed live? Maybe that's what you want to see, is it? Not really sure. Spewed many times. Many stories about spewing. I'm sure we all have. There's one kind of... There's one time that always fucking... I've never... It's like PTSD. I've never really gotten over it. And it was not even like alcohol, anything to do with that. It was food poisoning. And it was like my sister came over for the weekend. I think it was her and the husband. I don't know if they had the children at that point. And my mum made like this dinner, and she's getting on a bit. So she just made like garlic, the chicken Kievs. So chicken Kievs, and she undercooked it, or there was something up with the Kievs or whatever. But basically, it was a Saturday. Got through Saturday night. Actually went out on the town on Saturday night, and it was like a normal Saturday night for me is like loads of fucking beer, and at that point loads of beer and a lot of other stuff. And then the next day was the Sunday, and it was bank holiday Monday. I always remember that it was a bank holiday Monday. And then I took it easy on the Sunday day, and then into Sunday night, and then it just hit me. And everyone went kind of home. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, she went home for the weekend after the Saturday night. And then all my friends were there, they all disappeared. So it was just basically me on my own. And then the Monday, the first thing on the Monday morning, something was really wrong, and I basically ran to the toilet. And in those days, I was like we were living in a flat. It was kind of a small, compact toilet. And the toilet seat's here, right, and then the sink is like literally just there, right beside you. And the clear memory I have is sitting on the toilet, just full blown, 100%. Red hot diarrhea coming out of me, and then I was being sick into the bath, into the sink at the same time, and that went on constantly for, it must have been 6 hours, at least 6 hours. And just every time I got up, I thought, that's it over. went and lay down, and then within like, it felt like a few minutes, maybe it was longer, I don't know, but just constantly, and just like, as it's coming out the back end as well. It's just horrific. And then when I told the rest of them back home what was happening, it turned out that they were the same. And I don't know how they managed, because there was like my mum, my dad, my sister, her husband. I don't know if the child, as I said, I don't know if the child was there. There's like four of them, and there's only one bathroom in that house. And I was like hogging the bathroom big time. And the bathroom was honking as well too. It was fucking horrible. The thought. Um, I actually at that it got to the point where I didn't even put on pants anymore. I didn't put on, because it was taking too long to pull them down. So basically, I wiped myself, and then I went and fucking lay on the ground somewhere, and then waited until the next episode came. And that was how I spent bank holiday. That bank holiday Monday. Fucking hell. How did we get there? How did we get there? It's taking me right back though. And that was nothing to do with alcohol or drink or drugs or anything. For once. Oh. But yeah. So I don't know what. It must have been the chicken, right? If everyone's the same, then that's must have been what it was. But that was like, I had that on the Saturday lunchtime, and that was like Monday morning for that incubation period. I'm not really sure how we got there. I'm not entirely sure, but sure. Yeah, the tilts, they are very expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive. The one I have, I got on offer. Got it for like £70, but that's like still ridiculously expensive. I think it was like Beer Hawk. We're doing, I don't know, they were doing a sale, and then we got like a code from somewhere, and then jumped in. £70 though, like for a hydrometer basically. But when you start using it though, it's like, I don't know. I think it puts my mind to rest that I know that the fermentation started in the first place. I don't have to like open the open the lid all the time, even though we now know that oxidization is a myth, and it's fine. You could probably do open fermentation. Is that light's away? I'm getting longer out of the light though this time. It's very strange. I think that light's gonna have to go back to the shop, because that's to the shop, Amazon, because that's not good enough. That keeps going off. It's unacceptable. Um, but yeah, it's good for. It's basically good. Puts my mind to rest that fermentation has started, and it's kind of ended as well too. So it's, when I see that it's flatlined, that's the point where I then go and start taking gravity readings on it. So I'll still take it gravity readings. When I see it flatlining, I'll like take the first gravity reading, and then I'll knock the temperature up. Usually go up like maybe at least 1 degree, maybe 1.5 sometimes. And then we'll do it, and then the next day I'll come in, take another gravity reading on it, and then we'll knock the temperature up again. So basically, we're doing a decile rest, is that what it's called? But yeah. I've already knocked the temperature up on that. It was at 20 degrees. It's up at 21.5 now, so I don't know. Should I pitch more yeast here? Let's see what I've got. Still got shitloads of stuff from across my leaf. Oh. Blackberries have soda sugar. Fucking hell, don't tell me that. We might have to throw in a load of like a beached whale trying to get everything out here. We may need to throw a bit of sugar in or something, but okay, we've got Bond, WHC Lab Bond. I think that's SO4 to be honest. Got Sanders yeast. That is Conan, I believe, so that's not good. Crystal Weizen yeast, across my mouth. The Kiwi Pale Ale yeasts, no. Bavarian wheat, no. New World Strong, no. ESO5, possibly. Let's keep that one to the side. And this is all kind of cross my life stuff. Kentucky Common yeast. Two of them, no. Beor, no. Enough. Saldigill yeast, they call that. Hog Norsk, no. Kvik, got some Kvik. What's that? Voss. Haze, whatever that is, Haze. And the rest of it is just loads of lager yeast. So basically, the choice is Voss or ESO5. I'm kind of coming around to a bit of Voss, you know. Bit of Quebec. Shit. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll crank the temperature up another. We'll crank it up to 23. See what happens. But it doesn't look like there's much activity going on inside. So I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll just pitch the yeast and be done with it. Sorry, I'm kind of neglecting the chat here. My trial jar cost 10p from a jumble sale and has McDougall floor men on it. I mean, what? What is that all about? What was the OG? It was low. It was 1028, I think. So it was like really low. But I was expecting it to go like well under 1010. But I mean, it could be that that is all we're going to get. But it's probably done, yeah. I'm starting to think that maybe it is done. I mean, is it worth... I'm thinking out loud here, right? I've got a bit of dry malt extract. A little bit of that. We'll mix it up. We'll boil it. Cool it. We'll then pitch it. Pitch it with a bit more yeast, maybe. Some of that USO5. Or a bit of the Voss. And we'll get another percent or two. With a Berliner Weiss, it's not necessarily about the... You know, there's very little... There's like 5 grams of hops went into it. It's more about the kind of souring, but then again... I mean, surely though that yeast, if I threw in more DME, that yeast would start going again, right? The one that's in there now, if it didn't pitch any more yeast. It smells alright actually. Okay, let's have one more check. Yeah, it's sitting about 10. Optimistically 10, 12. Which makes it like not very much. 10, 28 starting gravity and 10, 12 finishing gravity. That's not a lot. It smells okay though. It smells like it's got a little bit of sourness to it. Tastes alright actually. It has a little bit of sourness, but not an awful lot. It does taste though like that it's kind of, it's a bigger mouthfeel than what it should be. No, it's obviously out of a trial jar. It's not carbonated like, but so yeah. So yeah, I don't know. What do we think then? They spewed all in their own face and hair because they were lying on the floor, and it was horrifically compelling. So where was the camera? I mean, that's the question. Were they on camera at the time? So it's like if I like collapsed, it would have to be over there somewhere and puke all over myself. Okay, Finru, cheers. Food poisoning is terrible. You're right. Good way to lose weight though. Um, I went to the pub and had a skinful, and when I got back to the flat, the 4-day-old chicken curry, oh my fucking god, where's this going? That had been sat on the shelf was too tempting. 10 minutes reheating time, including the heating. You were fine the next day, but I have the needle for 3 days at least. Oh god. Yeah, best weight loss, obviously. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was pretty ripped after that bank holiday, that's for sure. Most ripped at being since. A kilo of Voss? A kilo? Fucking hell. Basics? Who are you now? Hello, you may know my dad, RG194. How's the brewing going? RG194. I'm not entirely sure what that means. The brewing is going pretty well. It has to be said, I'm brewing excellent beer this year. Up until like the one that's in there right now, which is what we're trying to. I'm trying to get people to tell me what to do here. I'm a bit behind though because I say all this shit now and then like 5 minutes later I get to it. And in the meantime I'm just talking shit. Let's see if I can get to the point. Should I pitch extra DME? Is what we're looking for. Okay, Mickey B says I'd rather have the low alcohol nice tasting drink than a high alcohol garbage tasting drink. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was only ever intended to be like 3.3 or 3.4, which is kind of why we're in this situation. If it had been 5% and stopped high, it would have been like 4% or whatever, and that would have been absolutely fine. But I mean, I don't know, 2% though, like that might be too much. Well, I mean, you know what? I don't know. I'm confused now as to what to do. I might sleep on it and see. She says, I don't think I need an Inkbird, but I might want one. Inkbirds are great. They are excellent. For what they are, like. If you can get a free one as well, too, which is what I did, then yes, definitely go for it. I still never put up that review, though. Always feel bad about that. You started a gaming chair and turned around and fell out of it and fell on top of them, and then a gaming chair. Fucking hell. They were in a gaming chair, so the person that puked, this is on a live stream, in a gaming chair, turned around, they fell out of it, It then fell on top of him, and about half an hour later they pushed it away, and then the puking started. Oh my god, that is amazing. That is an incredible stream. Add some sugar, some DME. I don't know, I might add the DME rather than the sugar. Because at that low, I'm worried that it might start, well, I don't want it to start tasting like, I got a beer. I have a friend on work, and I wouldn't say he's a brewer, but he's kind of interested in it, and he does like kits, but he does like he puts in basically loads of sugar into it, and he can't seem to tell. I've been telling him that what I taste is like, it tastes like, if you have too much sugar in it, it tastes like not cider, that kind of cidery taste, the kind of appley taste. And I get that all the time from his beers. And I was telling him I'll give him some DME and he can mix it up and all, but he can't taste it, which is the strange thing. And um, it was only then when he gave one to his boss in work, and I had not been talking to him, and then his boss came back and says, "Oh, it tasted like cider. I liked it, but it tasted like cider. Strange." And only then he started, because he must have thought I was talking shit. But yeah, so he gave me one of them, and it definitely had this kind of appley taste, and that's what I don't want in that. Even though now that I say it out loud, in a beer like that might actually work. Who knows? Anything's worth a try, let's be honest. Keep drinking it, and when it's perfect, it will be gone. Yes, it's excellent. That's what I'm doing with the lagers in the Keizer. Keep taking a pint sample every week. Um, at least a couple of times every weekend. Sooner or later, you're gonna get to the end of the cake, and it's gonna taste amazing. That last pint will taste absolutely bloody amazing. Every time, guaranteed. 8 kilos. Oh yeah, I was wondering. The drunken had basically bought one of his videos ages ago. He said he bought like some dry malt extract, and then he like the camera cuts to this fucking massive box, and it's like turns out it's like 25 kilos or something crazy like that. I mean, I find DME very handy, and I always have some, but I only usually have like a kilo at the most. If you don't want it, then send it to me. I've got 3 taps on, and only one is good. And I'm gonna drink the other. But am I gonna drink the other two? Damn right. Spend 5 hours brewing the bugger, so it's getting drunk. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all. To be fair, the one that I have in there was like the easiest brew day in history. It was like 2 malts in it. It was like 2, 3 kilos maybe. It was like one hop drop, 60 minutes. It wasn't even 60 minutes, it was like a 30-minute boil. It was like 5 grams. It was really easy to weigh out, really easy to, didn't need to do anything. And I managed to do it within the kind of confines of a football match last Sunday, so the England match actually. Did a side by side, not a kit and a kilo. So one all grain, the other 200 grams of sugar per kilo, right? Agreeable for the sugar bear. And what was the results? Or have you not actually tasted it yet? I've seen it flashing up there. I'm waiting for it to come here. Didn't want it to be true, but the sugar has tasted more like a pub pint than the all grain. Really? Bloody hell. I wasn't expecting that. Wow. Right, I'm I'm either going to go or I'm going to go for a piss. Shall we knock this on the head? Or shall we go on? I've still got a little bit of beer left. Does anyone want to go to bed yet? Okay, I'm going to go for a piss. Be right back. So you still there? Anyone there? Yes, please do. Outside, my wife has bought a load of night lights, solar lights. Put them in the garden. It's like a bloody runway out there, an airport. Very strange. Right, I've still got 2 beers to go. The rest of that, and the rest of that. This is like Tom Cruise cocktail. That. Oh, fuck. Shit. That's how to pour a pint. That's it. Pure quality. It's in the vault. So yeah, Drunkulas got loads and loads of videos. Can you please tell him to upload some of them to YouTube so that we can get to see them? Yeah, garden pea, yes. It's like a drain over there. So we go in there. And then I've got so much of the bloody, see that hand gel and everywhere. It's great. Don't know what I'm gonna do whenever all this whole coronavirus thing ends. We're gonna be left with like a mountain of hand gel. There's like hand gel in almost every room in the house. And out here. And in the car. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Right, so we're gonna drink this and then we're gonna go. And I'm gonna go. If you wanna go, feel free. Even if there's no viewers, I'm still gonna stream until I drink this. Because it's not about viewers, it's about me getting drunk on a Friday night. I'm not going to be drinking tomorrow night either. I have all this yeast in front of me. Because my kids, like mainly one kid, has got to the age now where she's kind of in a sports team. And now the whole bloody driving them everywhere for matches and stuff. It's landed. So that is the joy. Sometimes it's Saturday night, which is not too bad. Sometimes it's like Sunday morning, which is very bad. Okay, so Mickey's saying, I wish I could make my kit beers taste as good as my all grain beers, but the all grain taste better. No temperature controlled fermentation though, so maybe that's why. I don't mind kit beers at all, like extract kit beers. It's just what I think though you do need to put something in them. Although having said that, the only ones I get are normally stuff that I don't make myself. So I usually buy one a year, and it's like I don't know what it is. The Mangroves Jacks kits I've been buying. Um, so it's like I think the Berliner Weiss. Got the Berliner Weiss one that was really nice. I put like frozen raspberries into it. Turned out fantastic. There's another couple which I can't think of. I think bourbon barrel springs to mind. It was really good, but then again I put like a bourbon, actual bourbon into it as well, and maybe I think some oak chips as well. So maybe that's it. Maybe you need to put something extra into it so it tastes fresh. But I mean, the kits you get nowadays seem to be a lot better than the shit you used to buy back in the day. And by back in the day, I'm not talking like 10, 20 years ago. I'm talking like the Cooper's kits from like 5 years ago. I mean, the difference is chalk and cheese. 40-minute brew day, yeah. And make beer as good as a 5 hour efforts. I know. That's the only thing though about kind of all grain. It does take forever. And then the cleanup afterwards is a lot worse. I'm not one of these people that can like clean up as I go. I can't seem to do that. I will just do it all at the end. Which is kind of why I really like doing kind of brewing a bag. I know we've got like that system and you got all these different bits and pieces to go into it, and the malt pipe goes in, and you got your like sparge arm over the top, and you got the little kind of silicone shit that connects onto it. And you know I what I like doing is just getting a bloody big bag, putting it in there, putting the grains in, and you know what? It's the beer is that you can get from brewing a bag is exactly the same as you can get from that system. I mean, you can get a little bit more efficiency out of that system if you do it like the way it's intended. But that it is them all in one systems are basically brewing a bag, aren't they? It's not a bag. It's like a bloody pipe and filters and stuff. But I mean, you can get the same beer, right? But without the cleanup. I think I'm just lazy. I think that's what it is. Just lazy. Or I've just discovered the secret to brewing, which is why would you bother with all these different things and when you can just do bloody big bag, do a sparge, basically do what I started doing, which is brewing a bag, and you get exactly the same beer. Only the beer that I'm doing now, brewing a bag, is like light years away from the beer I used to make brewing a bag. So I don't know what's that all about. Maybe it's just better at building recipes, temperature control, the water as well too. So maybe it is just things like that necessarily rather than equipment, because the equipment is just there to aid the brew day, isn't it? Rather than anything. Is equipment going to make better beer when you think about it? Probably not. It's about how you use the equipment. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm drunk. I'm officially drunk now here. The all malt premium kits. So what are the all malt premium kits? Is that like that's an extract kit, is it, or is that all? That's an all grain recipe kit? No, no, couldn't be. Maybe that's it. All malt is the brand, is it? I don't know. Only kit, Dr. T says, only kit I ever used was from Boots. We'll stop there, okay? Because of the horrendous stories about Boots kits. 1985, John Bull. Tasted bad, but I was only 15. But about everything tastes bad when you're 15. Do you remember your first taste of beer? Do you remember the first time you ever tasted beer? Now, not like any kind of other shit. Actual beer, lager, whatever it was. Do you remember how terrible it was? I'm trying to think of the very first time I tasted it. I think it was probably a can of Tennant's lager. Back in the days, this was like the 80s, I think. And it was back in the days when the Tennant's cans used to have the women on the back of the cans. Not scantily dressed, just kind of in dresses and stuff, I think. And I think it was my dad's can, and I took a drink of it, and it was fucking disgusting. I mean, really disgusting. How would people drink that shit? How the hell would anyone actually want to drink that filth? I think were the exact words. And I never drunk anything after that until I was like 16, I think. And you know, you get in with your friends, and they're starting to drink as well. I think we in my little group of friends was like we had like I think it was four of us, and one person was drinking beer, and the rest of us were drinking cider, like Old English stuff like that. Strongbow, like Old English is nicer than Strongbow, from what I can remember. It's more classy, more classy. Um, but yeah, and then that was the second time. Then I tasted beer, and I still didn't like it because the cider it was more sweet, and it just tasted better. But I don't think it was shortly after that then that I actually started drinking beer. I think just because it felt more manly to drink beer than cider. I think maybe that's what it was. Some kind of pathetic reach for manlyhood or something. I don't know. But it is an acquired taste. And now, fucking hell, I can't get enough of this stuff. To the exclusion of everything else. And that's not a joke. Absolute. Why would anyone want to drink cider? Is the question. Yes, brew in a bag too, Mickey. Yeah. Um, I mean, the reason I bought the all-in-one system in the first place, because this was my original um, system, was because I wanted the kind of temperature control, and I wanted to be able to recirculate. And now I don't. This is like without having to use. Um, at that point, when I first started, I wasn't using like an Inkbird or any kind of temperature controller like that. It was just like literally putting the grains in and trying to wrap it as best as possible and hope that it stayed at like whatever mash temperature, you know, I was aiming for. And then I was doing lots of overnight mashes, and it was like it ended up a lot of the times the temperature was dropping overnight, and then when I went to ferment, it fermented like really really low. And I think that's some of the problems I was having when I first started brewing all grain. Is because it was too low, and then it was fermenting out, and it was really dry. And some of the beers that were coming out were really good, but a lot of them were they just weren't right. So whenever I got the all-in-one system, it can control the temperatures a lot easier, and with its inbuilt kind of thermometer. And that was the good thing. Now I did do a lot of recirculating to begin with, but now it's kind of I still do sometimes, but when I'm doing Brent bag, what is the point? And I'm not really I'm not aiming for efficiency anymore. So I was thinking like with Brent bag you can get like 60 you can get like 60 I think it was like 67% or something like I was getting off that, and somewhere between 67 and 70 maybe. Um and then I kind of worked out that it's not it's not about how efficient you are. It's not about the efficiency you're getting. It's about being able to kind of get the same efficiency all the time. So it doesn't matter if you get like 60% efficiency. If you can hit 60% efficiency every time you brew, that is the secret. That is the secret to brewing. Not getting like 60% one week and then 65% the next week. Then thinking you're fucking King Dong. And then the next week you're back to 60% or whatever. You know what I mean? So one week you're aiming for like a 5% beer and you end up with bloody 6% one time and then 4% the next time. That's no good. So yeah, it was only until I worked out that, and then I just after that I was like, you know what? I don't need to get 75% or 78% efficiency anymore. I just need to get the same bloody efficiency every time. And then when I'm doing the recipes, it'll go exactly as I am planned it. You know. And that is the secret of brewing. That's a little bit, to me anyway. Obviously, this is drunken waffle, which I'm speaking now, but that truth, that truth. Higher volume makes consistent beer. I'm a bit behind in chat, obviously, so I'm just waffling into a phone. Um, I have been sorely tempted though, as just as we're talking about the all-in-one systems. Seriously considering getting a bigger, like a bigger machine. The kind of the G70 Grandfather I'm really looking at. I'm just wondering, should I do this or not? And I don't know. I think I always used to enjoy like doing lots of brew days, like brewing every week almost or every other week. And now as time goes on, it's kind of I want, and especially when you're doing lagers, I want more beer without, to go quicker. Does that make sense? Because if I'm doing a lager, I want a double batch of lager because I don't want to wait fucking 6 weeks for that bastard. And then it turns out that I've drunk most of the keg in the time it takes to actually condition and get good. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Hello, John. I can see you. I'll be homebrew flashing up on this camera, but I'm so far behind on chat. I can only apologise. Hi, John. We're celebrating Scotland's magnificent 0-0 victory on this chat tonight. We've all been singing Flower Scotland a few times. Even Schnuzz. I don't even know what we're talking about. Yeah, so I've been seriously considering doing it. I haven't bought anything yet. I don't know that I'm going to in the immediate, but that's what I'm thinking about. It's just when Schnuzz said higher volume makes for more consistent beer, so higher volume, you know what I mean? So yeah, all malt beer kits, which we were talking about 5 minutes ago. Sorry. From Muntons, alright, okay. 2 cans of pre-hopped malt extract. So how do you find though the pre-hopped stuff? Because I've never been overly kind of, because I like to add, if I'm doing like an extract kit, as I said before, I like to add stuff to it. And sometimes I used to like to, if I was doing kits, I would like do like a dry hop, like I would steep some hops for like half an hour at the end, and then add them at the end of the boil. Or not at the end of the boil, but when I mixed it up, I would add it to the kind of extract. But then when it's pre-hopped, it's like there's always that kind of worry that it's gonna go too far. Just think you can get. It's always in my head that you can get like a fresher kind of taste if you'd kind of use the hops yourself. Tasted Caffrey's for your first beer? Wow. Caffrey's. Oh, many a night I have spent drunk drinking that stuff. I don't never see it around here anymore. But at one point during the 1990s, it was like all over the place. Um, oh, is there a beer? Is there a beer called Kilkenny's? I'm wondering, is it the same kind of thing as Caffrey's? It's kind of that. It's like it's basically like it's like a bitter, isn't it? That's the best way you can describe it. But it's like on nitro, so it's like a stout, but it's kind of like a cask type beer. It's the kind of the best way I can describe it. But yeah, Kilkenny is probably the only thing I can buy now that's some similar to Caffrey's. The buffalo. So Dr. T says I have a buffalo like you. Used to keep cutting out though. Bruzilla has been perfect for the last 2 years. Yeah. I had to override the. There's a temperature cutoff in that, so which is designed to stop it from boiling dry. So I had to override that in that buffalo. So now mine just boils, and keeps boiling forever and a day. There is a video on it somewhere in the kind of 5 years of trash videos I've been putting out. Used a Brewmeister and prefer the Bruzilla. Really? Wow. A Brewmeister. You've used a Brewmeister and you still prefer the Bruzilla. I mean, I've talked a lot of shit about my Bruzilla. It has to be said over the last while. Even the very first video was just like me slagging it off. The second video was even worse. And it's not as bad a system as I make it out to be. But especially not now, ever since I did the motherboard, because it was the version 3 I got, and it was never quite right. And then when it burnt itself out, which is a flaw in that system, I got the new motherboard from the Bruzilla. It was the RoboBrew at that point, and then turned over to Bruzilla 3.11. And ever since then, it's definitely been behaving itself, especially the temperature probe. Although now they say that, I've just realised that I'm doing more brew in a bag now, which is catching all the shit that used um to drop onto the temperature probe in the bottom. So yeah, that's probably, yeah, maybe it's not as good a system as I think. Um, some of the kids have a dry hop. All right, okay. I still actually have some. I bought them a kit one time out of what do you call that shop? There's a shop with everything in it. The Range. That's the one I'm thinking of. The Range, and they do kits, and they're like, I don't. I did one kit, and it wasn't great. And it came with a dry hop. It was like a lager kit. It came with a dry hop, and it just said premium hops. Premium lager hops, it said, for dry hop, and I've never used them, and they're still in the freezer. No idea what they are, and I'm wondering what I should ever. What will I use them in? Maybe I should just use them in a New England IPA, and then that'll be up to my way. Oh no, you'll never taste them anyway, because they're like 15 or 20 grams or something like that. Yeah, premium kits tend to start around 20 quid. Yeah, they're not cheap. I mean, they're not cheap. So, they must be good, right? But it is a lot easier, though. Especially the toucan kits. I mean, the toucan kits are definitely better. But it's the price. I mean, it is the price, though, like, isn't it? You're talking like, I mean, for the Young's kits, the can Young's kits, £25. And an all grain brew is like, what? Friggin' fiver? Something like that. Something crazy. Caffrey's is Bollington's, but Irish. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what it is. Okay, good night, Schnoz. Good night, Abby. Are you going, Abby? I don't know. Bang him in the saison. The older the better. Really? Fuck. These are pretty old. I mean, Christ knows how old they were whenever they went in to the kit. It's just the word premium. It says premium hops. It's like, yeah, I think I'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think I'm going to go too. Because we've been on long enough. I mean, fucking hell, there's half 11. Half 11? I mean, that's an hour, at least an hour and a half, surely, isn't it? Celebrating Scotland's terrific 0-0 victory. Yes! Oh, flower of Scotland! All that. Right, I'm away. I think I'm going. I'm definitely going this time. I've wasted your Friday night. Just think of that. Wasted your Friday night. Sorry. I'm going. Bye. On Scotland.